Lisa in Indy. Lisa, I'm glad you called. What's up? How are you?
I'm great, Ram. How are you?
I'm super.
Good. Well, thanks so much for the vine. Again, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I know I said no, but I have to be honest, after all the harassment Wednesday from all those clones, I just felt like there's some things that I needed to address. I know that saying I was engaged clearly was bad for business. But, Kyle Brandt's engaged, and a lot of you clones still swoon over him. So I don't get it. And then not only that, but everyone's entitled to a list. Rom, you know this. You're married. I'm engaged. But everyone's entitled to a list. So clones, you can still dream. But as far as calling and saying that, I talk about wrestling and I need to stick with what I need to stick to, it takes a lot of guts to do that, and especially to call in and talk about what I've been talking about. But I'm still a lady. Did you clones seriously think that I was just sleeping around with everybody? Of course I'm engaged. And the fact of the matter is I'm also engaged to a clone. My calls and my passion for the jungle are one of the reasons why he even asked me to marry him. And if I hadn't said yes to him and was waiting for one of you clones, basically that means that I would have to end up moving into your mom's basement, watching you type out your takes 2 fingers at a time, all the while when you know you're just going to read it verbatim to Rome later, and while your mom's upstairs making sure your favorite Hot Pocket isn't burning in the microwave oven. So it's a good thing that I held on to the one that I have now. And anyways, I'm not hating. I'm just saying I'm trying to help you clones. No socks while wrestling. Just picture if your lady's there with their legs all up in the air, do you really want some thick, furry socks on your feet? I don't think so. But I know I got to keep it brief, so I better get out. But before I do, I want to thank my writers because I don't want them going all Hollywood on me. And striking. I thank you, Dad, for your support. Thanks, Miss. I love you. And, of course, thank you to my fiancé, Derek. War Lady Clones, War Mike and Indy bringing home the championship of the Smack-Off winner to Snaptown. I'm out.
Good job, Lisa. I like that. This guy could win. This guy has come very, very close to winning in the past. This guy is arguably at this point, in fact, there's nothing arguably about it. I'll say it for the record. Best caller never to win a smack-off. Is this his time, and is this the year? Let's find out. We go to Vegas. Greg in Vegas. What up, G?
Fans catch the Mets and Dodgers live from Citi Field on ESPN's Monday Night Baseball presented by Sears Lawn and Garden. Jim, I am dedicating this call to the late and legendary J. Tony Samaranch. Now, since you're not going to let me finish the call, I'm going to start by saying War, Pepperidge Farm, Southport cookies. It's nice to have one day a year where we know we're not going to be subjected to an MMA interview. Thanks have to go to Lyle Bland, the greatest and best-looking producer in the history of sports radio. The show just wouldn't be the same without him. Can you confirm that he is in talks to hire a female co-host and that you and she are going to read a Cosmo quiz on the air every day? Because I can't wait. That and traffic and weather together, and the jungle transformation will be complete. Look, successful producers need to be slightly overweight, unattractive, and have at least one disgusting personal habit. It's called Delabate's Law. That's why Jay Stu getting passed over remains a mystery. I really don't have anything against MMA. I think it is healthy and natural for grown men to strip down to almost nothing, writhe around on the ground, and sweat all over each other. I can't believe California shot down Prop 8 yet sanctions this. UFC fan, you are Pee Wee Herman in the darkened theater. Hey, how about following a sport that doesn't number its events? I don't see David Stern calling tonight's Jazz Nuggets game NBA 96-748. What are they up to now? UFC 112, I think, which means you people ran out of fingers exactly 100 cards ago. Hey, as a Steeler fan, I cannot wait for the Dennis Dixon era. Oh, it's going to be great. Just let me say, the Steelers never had personal conduct problems involving drunk chicks back when Cordell Stewart was under center, ever. How does it go? Take it from Slash, lose the... speaking of which, when are Kyle Brandt 34 and J.A. Stewart 15 going to issue their first joint tweet? Greg Vegas can never keep those two straight. Which is the sociopathic loner who brings cat tranquilizers to tour stops, and which is the flaming liberal who's running for DA in Del Norte County? Hey, I'm glad I got in before Foghorn Leghorn in Indy. I'll say, I froze my tail feathers off. Dude, go back to the chicken hawk, old mother hen, and that watchdog. Even Chuck Jones would agree you are a minor character at best. Hey, the callers are taking less of you and more of me way too literally. Did anyone in the field even call in the last year? I guess I'd know if I still listen, but the regular season has become the dunk contest. It's short guys, white dudes, and all-star wannabes. Last year, a guy who admitted that his greatest skill is disrespecting lames called a dentist and an attorney nerds. Hey, if you brag that you're good at sounding more clever than dumb people on a radio show, you are the nerd. Forget about the hack-off. The biggest gathering of losers is going on right now. Today's callers are like those deadbeat dads who get invited to claim free Laker tickets, and then when they show up, the LAPD slaps on the cuffs. Getting lumped in with the other losers is bad enough. But if you show up, it confirms how lame you are, and yes, this includes me. Now, the field used to include rabbis and NFL quarterbacks. Now we're at the point where a J. Stu Weakling's call would win. Jim, I was sickened to hear what happened in Montreal last week. Two men robbed and assaulted a quadriplegic. They took his motorized wheelchair. Dude was left on the ground for 4 hours. Nice going, Canada. Hey, as the jungle's leading advocate for the handicapped, I am putting up a reward for their capture. 2 Nickelback tickets, a meat sandwich, and a semi-legible autographed picture of Michael J. Fox. Or it might be autographed by Brian Grant. I'm not really sure. And finally, and I do mean finally, I see the WNBA has reached the bottom of the advertising slogan barrel with basketball is basketball. Yes, it's all the same. Once the NCAA tourney ends and the NBA season is over and the Globetrotters leave town, maybe I'll watch the ladies. But you've got to come up with a better slogan. Something like, we got Subaru Foresters, or this is what you get when you don't let your daughters play with Barbie dolls.
That's not a good call. No. You don't like that call. I don't like that call. Not a very good call.
I don't think you want to go with Parkinson's humor and sexual orientation humor. Not if you want to.